Hi, I'm Borkon. I don't want to talk about it. I thought I had something there. I'll give it one last debugging session in creative because this thing, as usual, was completely indestructible in creative, and it hasn't even been that many hours since it broke. And what's actually surprising to me is that all the anvils broke. I don't see how their anvils are related to each other. Unless, I don't know, maybe if the middle one... No, both middle ones would have to break to destroy the lava completely to affect others. And that is highly unlikely. So I think all the anvils broke at the same time for some reason. I'll give it one more go. We're not giving up that easily, but sometimes I might get beaten here. Because I words none can say because this machine makes me sad. That's the words here. I'll be right back, and by right back I mean maybe it will take me a week to fix it, but I'll try. And I have good news. It only took me maybe an hour in creative to figure this one out. I'm actually pretty sure that this was just a misdesign in my spam protection circuit here. And the spam protection circuit was actually pulsing the machine on and off too quickly in certain very rare situations, but situations that could nevertheless happen sometimes. So I could reproduce it relatively easily in creative by just spamming the machine on and off, and it did break when turning off sometimes in exactly the same way, so by destroying all the anvils. So if I just do this, that should probably fix it. I just added the repeater because let me go up there and show you how this works. I think that the problem was that this sticky piston moving this observer up and down. When the observer moves down, that starts the machine and also starts a new cycle. Recognize the pattern from all my other machines that I keep doing this the same way all the time, and all these machines have a spam problem. Maybe, just maybe I should invent a new way of doing this, but for now, I haven't. I think it just helps to have a repeater here. We can't really see it, but it's a repeater on a very long delay. Oh. Oops. It was supposed to be on long delay. It was on a long delay in creative. But yeah, if I put it on a long delay here, that should smooth out the signal coming out from this pulse extender, which can, in some rare but not impossible situations, spam up and down. I guess, when would the spamming happen, though? I have actually no idea. I don't know. When do we get the signal from here? We get a signal from this, and this should not spam, so maybe this wasn't the problem. Now I realize that it's quite possible that this wasn't the problem, but maybe it was. Please be the problem. Please have been the problem. I'm gonna make some anvils, start this again, and see what happens. And I like how we prime this machine. We have to place the anvil here and convert that to sand. So bam, 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 and I'm stuck. I think this should work. Please work, stupid machine. It does work. And I am getting sand again. Well, since everything is failing, once again, let's see if the cat is dead. Because, well, the light is on, which means that the creepers shouldn't be spawning right now. Is there a cat? I see a cat. The cat is not dead. That's at least some good news. Let's see if the cat dies within this week, because, well, that could happen. This whole place is giving me so much grief. But yeah, let's hope that this was the solution. We're getting TNT again, everything is maybe working again. Ugh. I love this place and I hate this place. It's so much fun to design these machines, but there is so much frustrations when they don't do what they're supposed to do and when they break in unexpected ways. I want this place to be really, really reliable, and reliability in Minecraft and in Redstone is much harder than I ever expected it would be. Well, why, hello there! You don't look like a cat. Yeah, the cat died again. And I was about to give up and build a flushing farm here instead when, well, I published it actually just after the previous episode came out, because yes, I had some lead time doing things here today in this episode. And I published a screenshot of that guy. Well, there was actually some other creeper. I just waited until another creeper spawned where the cat should be, so I could say, why, hello there, Mr. Creeper, you're not a cat. And someone in the comments had a good idea, and it sounds so plausible that I'm gonna call it mystery solved, at least, well, the next cat disappears. But the mystery might be these blocks up there, and I have to fly away and wait for the creepers to despawn. Or actually, I won't, because I can stand here. Hopefully they won't explode. And it is this block here, right? This is a slab. It's a bottom slab. So if lightning hits here, it is likely that the cat and the minecart could get hit. And that would explain everything. That would explain why my cats are disappearing and the minecarts are disappearing at the same time. I have no other explanation, so I'm gonna run with it. I really hope that this is it. And if it is, then that might solve the issue with the creeper farm. Do I even need to wait for them to despawn? No, I think I can do something like this. And so this will be my poor man's lightning rod, at least until 117 comes out. And we get real lightning rods. So I'm just gonna add extra roof here. Yes, it will lower spawn rates, but only in the blocks that are covered by this, so I'm hoping this shouldn't affect the rates too much. And to be honest, I'm also thinking about making this farm a little bigger than probably just another layer, because I was thinking maybe building another farm next to it so I could get more gunpowder, because this is really a bottleneck here. We are getting too little gunpowder, but if I built it to the side, I would have to add a ton of hoppers, and I don't want to do that, so I think I'm gonna figure out how to stack another farm on top of this one. And that might solve the gunpowder issue. But I'll have to do some measurements and figure out if it's worth it and how that would work. Yeah, this is probably a good enough lightning rod. Because if the lightning strikes here, this is the block closest to the cat. And the lightning only damages things within 2 blocks from it. And I suspect the cat isn't 2 blocks from... you know what? Let's be extra safe. I'm just gonna remove this layer, add another layer of concrete. This only affects spawn rates in the columns right here, so hopefully it shouldn't matter that much. I might be wrong, but, well... yeah. We have a poor man's lightning rod. Let's get a cat. Let's get it in there and try again. And again, I'm gonna keep trying to make this place reliable. I want this place to be reliable. And sometimes it's really frustrating. Yes, I know, I started this episode very, very, very depressed. But this depression goes away once you go back and see this and it's working. Well, it's only been a few hours, so I shouldn't celebrate just yet. But once you solve a problem, I love solving problems. And no, I'm not creating the problems just to be able to solve them. That would be a little bit too masochistic. But I love solving them anyway. And once something gets reliable, then it's a really good feeling. Like, for example, the chunk loaders. I had lots of problems with the chunk loaders. I solved the problems. Never had a problem with chunk loaders since. And other things. I can't remember anything. Well, the spam protection on all the farms definitely works. So that's good. I've had lots of bugs here, which I fixed. I like to fix the bugs. And of course, that thing. That thing was the most reliable thing that has ever existed, and it now has been working absolutely perfectly for 2 weeks, almost, week and a half. Reliability is fun, and let's try to get the creeper farm reliable now. Or the cat in the creeper farm. Did they despawn? I don't dare to open this yet. Let's fetch a cat. Welcome, number 4. Well, hopefully the last one. If the lightning theory is correct, this is hopefully the last cat. And if not, well, then I will either debug it or give up and build the flushing farm. If the flushing farm wouldn't be a bad idea because of the spiders, and I want to get spiders. But for now, we're gonna see if this fixes the problem, because it's a simpler fix, and I want a separate gunpowder and a separate spider farm so I can turn them off individually. So I don't have to have both of them at the same time if I only need gunpowder or only need string. Not a big deal, really, but it's nicer that way. Anyway, let's see if the cat is functioning now, because I don't know if the cat with slabs will work correctly. We can definitely see the creepers not being afraid of the cat at all because the slabs are in the way. It's one of these days. Don't worry, we're gonna go and build an interesting farm really soon, but I have to do this kind of maintenance. And yeah, it always ends up in the beginning of the episodes, but we're gonna get to a good farm soon. Alright, despawn creepers, and let's put carpets instead of slabs around the cat. And by carpets, I of course mean trapdoors. I did not just place carpets here, realized that this looks stupid, and fetch the trapdoors. But I did not do that. No, never me. I'm always focused and know which words to say. Anyway, no. That one. A carpet here. I don't have 9 carpet here. No, that's for no good reason whatsoever. That's how it works. Sometimes these places annoy me and I hate this place, but like I'm still enjoying the process of debugging and getting things more and more reliable every day. I hope it will be fun to end this episode by saying, and now everything is super reliable and nothing is going wrong and everything is working perfectly. Everything will not work perfectly in here for a very long time. But it's fun to chip away at these problems one at a time. And notice how optimistic I am. Well, yeah, let's see. Are they afraid of the cat correctly now? They are. Everything is now working correctly here again. Let's see if this guy disappears or if my bootleg lightning rod works. It would be fun to have 117 now and have actual proper lightning rods to see if they actually solve that problem. That would be fun, to surround the creeper farm with actual lightning rods. But we don't have them yet, so that will have to do. So I've been checking up on this place and letting it run for the past few days when I was working on some other things. And if you haven't seen the series I started on Friday, you should definitely check it out. We're having so much fun. And I think it's going to be a great series that we're doing on the Let's Create server with the Create mod. Definitely check it out if you haven't yet. But the cat seems to have survived just fine. We're still farming creepers right now. And if I look in here, cat is here, everything is fine. So yeah, it was lightning. Thanks a lot for the comments that suggested that it could have been lightning. That was probably the solution, and I'm so happy that cat number 4 is alive. I think I just heard... Yep. The Sandmaker is also working fine, so it was spam protection. We're doing good here, but I also just noticed, because like I'm just doing rounds here, seeing if anything is stuck. Because, you know, the one episode I did about reliability, no, reliability is a continuous process. Because the problem this machine is having right now is we can see it when I go in here and look at this dispenser, it's empty. Yep, we ran out of bone meal. So that is something we definitely need to solve today. I'm not gonna disable it right now. It doesn't really matter. It can still keep going. We need to build something that farms bone meal for this thing. This thing is not eating that much bone meal. It's eating about 300 in the worst case per hour. It's less than 200 usually, maybe 250. Actually, wait. No, I'm gonna go by the numbers that I said in the guide. So it was over 200. I don't remember the exact numbers and I can't be bothered to look it up, but it's between 200 and 300. We need 300 bone meal per hour. Shouldn't be that hard to get, so we need a bone meal farm. And, well, here is a good spot. Let's build one. I just realized that the reason this thing was spitting out logs wasn't because of any loot leaking in. Maybe some loot was leaking in, because I know it is a possibility if it's not full of bone meal. But that wasn't the problem. The problem was that the signal coming out from this thing here, so this is telling me that the log chest here is completely full, and the log chest is full because nobody is requesting any planks, right? The signal for planks is just dark, so nobody is requesting planks. The logs are building up, or the stems. I should learn how to say stems. I keep saying logs because they're just logs for me, but they are called stems. So the stems are building up. And this signal here was just too weak, so I added this repeater here just to strengthen the signal going into the pulse extender, and now everything is fine again. But, so I'm gonna be building the melon farm, because we're gonna get bone meal through composting melons. It's apparently one of the most efficient methods. No, I did not research that, but it seems very, very plausible, considering how fast melons grow and how much bone meal you get from them, because pumpkins grow as fast, but one pumpkin gives more bone meal than a melon slice, but you get multiple melon slices per melon plant. So it's the fact that you're getting slices from the melons that makes them so efficient. So I'm gonna be building a melon farm here. A completely different design, by the way. A design that we designed on stream a week ago, I think. But the great thing is that I need quite a lot of slime and sticky pistons for it, because it's a slightly different melon farm that I designed. And here is where the redstone factory is coming into play, because, oh, I need tons of sticky pistons. Oh, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks, I'm done. And I need, I don't know, maybe 4 stacks of slime. That's fine. Now I have everything. This place is awesome. It's gonna be even more awesome when it's actually fully done. Oh, I'm happy about this place now. And it's starting to be reliable as well. It's just positive things now. And the great thing about the bug with the stems... Ooh, I said the right thing. Ha! The great thing about the stems leaking means that the tree farm was running constantly. So it was sucking up TNT constantly, which means that, well, the creeper farm had a chance to break and didn't, and the sandmaker had a chance to break and didn't. And let me just go there, even though I checked an hour ago, but I'm gonna check again. The sand looks okay. We have sand here, and the anvils are not broken. Actually, I'm gonna just check all the anvils. Are all the anvils fine? Did we lose any anvil? No, all the anvils are there. Everything looks perfect, so this is great. And the creeper farm, well, we are checking it with free cam, because actually, no, because now the lights are on, so there shouldn't be any creepers around. And the cat is still there, and cat is looking at me. Sorry, cat, you're stuck there forever. Or maybe we should cycle cats in there and retire them. But now I have all the materials, let's start building the melon farm. And I did a very, very important measurement. And the measurement is that the back corner of the melon farm is going to be around here. Don't know exactly. But I set my reference point, as you see in my mini HUD up there. I set my reference point and I actually measured how far it is to the AFK spots, and it's close. We need to be within 128 blocks from the AFK spot, otherwise the melons won't grow, because random ticks only happen within 128 blocks of a player. So that is an important consideration. If I have any other farms, well, I need to be thinking about where to place them, but I think the AFK spot is pretty perfect because we can place anything anywhere now. Oh, and the slime farm is active. Of course it's active because I just got a lot of slime. Yay, this place is actually working great. Oh, I'm so happy that suddenly everything seems to be fine, even though this episode began with a big depression. But no more depression, this is great. And you know the best part about this farm? This is all the hoppers we're gonna use. All the hoppers, all the hopper minecarts, nothing else. It is quite efficient in server performance. I think this one will generate somewhere between 320, 340 bone meal per hour. Don't remember the exact number. I've been tweaking it a little bit to improve server performance while lowering the farm performance. Not much, but so it's somewhere around there, and it takes about 0.2 MSBT or something like that, which is quite good. I could scale it up to a ludicrous size and generate multiple double chests of bone meal per hour, and it still wouldn't eat up all the server performance, so it's nice. It's also quite different, and that's mostly the reason why I designed it, but the performance is definitely a good bonus. And the bone meal factory is built and it works and connected with request lines and the master switch and everything. I'm just having such a good flow building these now, so I know how to connect all the clocks, all the various things. Everything is working. So this might look a little bit weird for a melon farm, because I just made up this design the other day on stream. I just wanted... Ouch, I didn't want to land here. I just wanted a different design, and it even turned out quite well. As you can see, rows of farmland that we keep wet with water that is strategically placed. The water here is a little bit awkward, but it does work. And here it's, well, even weirder. Oh, now we can see it in action because it is a relatively slow clock. And as you can see, the slimes are going down and they're punching the melons down. And at the same time, we lower the dirt here and let the water flow here. I'm gonna go down to the lower level and see if we can look at it from this side, because this side of the clock should hit soonish. It might appear, let me zoom in, that some of the melons get stuck on the iron bars there, but that's just an illusion, because, well, it's not an illusion, but when this bit of dirt gets pulled down, then this part of the iron bar disappears, and then the melons fall down. So this is fine, and this happens often enough that they don't despawn. It's maybe... Oh, okay, now we can see it. And as you can see, the melons from the top fall down. I just want to double check that that one will fall down. Let's zoom in. Yep, it did work, because that bit of the iron bars disappeared. The iron bars are here, by the way, because I don't want the items to flow through the water stream that, that is created where the dirt is right now and fall to the other side. So I use the same trick in the kelp farm, but it's more important here. Because in the kelp farm, it was just an annoyance. Here, the melons would actually despawn. So that is working fine. And we are just on a relatively slow clock. There is actually a certain point, and I think I have optimized this relatively well. There is a point where if this clock is moving too slowly, then newly grown melons are preventing other melons from growing up, right? And also this plant here is not growing as if it already has a melon. So we want to break the melons relatively often. But since, as you can see, the dirt is lowered down quite a long time. Let me jump up here. So this is the water source, right? But we need to lower the dirt long enough for the water to flow all the way and flush all the items to the end and to the main water stream in the middle here. And during that time, the melons don't grow either. So there is some balancing to do here to achieve an optimal clock. And I think, well, maybe it's not optimal, but it's close enough. There we go. Now it starts, and you can see the water through the slime. And that is perfectly long enough for everything to get flushed into the main water stream. And Doesn't require any fancy timing, by the way, just a simple pulse extender with 2 comparators and a block here instead of dust, because that lengthens the pulse a little bit. And yeah, and we just send it. So we do this one, this one, this one. We do both layers at the same time. This might not be a good idea if I build this to the sky. Then I would probably have to have separate clocks for every layer, or maybe make the signal travel like from this one, then to this one, then to this one. I don't want to break everything at the same time because that would cause a huge lag spike. But if I build it way up into the sky, this might actually start causing small lag spikes. So I would probably just route the signal like here and then up and to the next layer and just snake through the layers or something like that. It shouldn't be too hard to figure it out if I stack these higher. But this one, like I said, it generates over 300 bone meal per hour. Don't remember the exact details, 340, 330, 350, somewhere in that order. And that should be good enough to fill up the tree farm. Of course, I had bone meal here, so I could just have refilled it, and I did refill things manually. This is not from the farm. I haven't been running this for... How many days would this be? Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It should be 5 stacks per hour, more or less. So, actually, yeah, this should probably fill up in a day. I hope this is enough. I hope I didn't do any error in math. Unfortunately, the tree farm is not running right now because, well, everything is finished. Everything that I needed to build is built. And all the chests with all the materials are filled. And let me just show you something glorious. Oh, this is not built. Because I probably ran out of string. But have you ever seen this many dispensers? Let me just pick up some string and help this thing along. I do not have a string farm yet, so I'm filling in the string manually. And it is here. I'm suspecting that you are empty. Yeah, we are out of string. So let's give this thing some string. And we can finish doing all the dispensers. And to have a double chest of dispensers, of course, I already have a double chest of droppers here. And yeah, everything has finished crafting, so it's time for more auto crafters. So here I am trying to lock my hoppers, and as you can see, the tower of torches that is locking the hoppers is like, why didn't I put it here, you might wonder? Because that would be the obvious way. Why did I put it over there? And I'll show you why. Because this is something weird. I just discovered a game mechanic I wasn't aware of. Apparently, this is something that people know, so this is nothing new. But it is completely new for me, because I originally built this whole tower of torches over here. And that means that this block here would be here. You know the problem with that? I'm gonna show you, because this is some game mechanic I absolutely was not aware of. We have a chest here. We take a comparator from that chest. Nothing in the chest yet. Now we have some dust here, so of course the comparator is giving out an output. Let's give it some more output, because why not 2? It doesn't matter if it's 1 or 2. I just wanted to have more in case something weird was happening. And I put a block over this chest. Nothing happened, right? Let's update this comparator. What? Why is this a thing? Why does a chest covered with a solid block not give any comparator output? How? Why is this a thing? Why? What's the use of this? This must be some, like, there was, like, okay, I might not have very high opinion about the developers who've been working on this, but this smells to me like there was a bug report that was something like very niche and an edge case, and this was the simplest way to solve it, and whoever wrote this hoped that nobody would discover this or it wouldn't bother anyone. Was it because I see absolutely no practical use for this behavior? It's not even stupid, it's just absolutely pointless, and in my case it kind of ruined my whole design, and I had to put the torch tower on the side. Sure, it still works, but it's bigger. Why? How is this a thing? Anyway, let's lock all my hoppers. This is gonna be a massive project. It's one of those projects where I show you like, oh look, now I have locked all my hoppers. We're done. Thanks for watching. Bye. Right, that's how it's gonna be. This is gonna take hours and hours because I have so many hopper towers in here. But why does this happen? It's so crazy and unnecessary. All right, back to work. Alright, I have dropperified and locked, well, half of the hoppers, I would guess, because I haven't done these yet, I have only done these, and I'll be honest with you, I did not expect this to be this complicated. Every single one of them was a separate puzzle that required solving in, well, new and innovative ways. This took me almost a day, well, of course not a full day, but still, everyone was a puzzle. For example, this one, this is the request signal for whatever this thing is. This is sticks. Yes, lime in this part of the factory is sticks. I reused it from slime because it's slime over there, it's sticks over here. It's fine. I might change the color of the carpets in the future, but here we are requesting sticks, and to not interfere with any other part of the machine, I had to reroute this request signal from here, and it goes here, and if the request signal is off, then this torch is on, and it powers this block, and this block has to be here and not there to not interfere with things. And yeah, that just creates a torch tower that powers these blocks that lock the hoppers. This one, what problem no, this one was relatively simple. I just needed this torch here. I hope it doesn't power something with quasi-connectivity, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. And I hope this block doesn't power something with quasi-connectivity, but it also seems fine. And as you can see, the torch tower suddenly takes a turn here, because if I had the torch here, this block would be powering this bit of redstone. And I am noticing, oh, this is string, so this doesn't lock the hoppers because it only has one hopper anyway. There's gonna be a water stream that goes to the spider farm that's gonna be here, I guess, if it's close enough to the AFK spot, but that's a different problem. This one, oh, this one was the only one that was relatively straightforward. No, it wasn't, of course it wasn't. So this one gets powered by, this is the request signal here? I wonder what the request signal is powering. It's powering nothing because I suspect this is what? This is redstone? I will actually have to check that hopper. Yeah, this is redstone. So redstone doesn't have any request lines. The witch farms are always active, so I don't have a request line for redstone, but I still have a detector here in case I ever want to add a request line for redstone. And yeah, this one, I only managed to get it working by moving this hopper out of the way. So if this hopper is in front of this comparator, that powers that block and enables the torch tower. This one took the longest time to figure out because it is really tight here. Because wherever I put the torches, and I have to invert the signal usually, because if the request line is off, then the hoppers should be locked. So I need to power the bottom hopper somehow. So I have to invert the signal for this, and this is the best I could do. It's just moving this hopper out of the way. Oh, this one is very simple. I could just put a torch here without powering this redstone line, and it's just powered straightforwardly. And same thing with this one. This was also simple. And in here, there are more puzzles, like this torch here. Oh, and by the way, this is the lever crafter, and it didn't have a request line, so I just added that. This is the requests torch, or request line torch. So if this torch is on, we need sticks. Lime, sticks, yes. We need sticks. So that powers this torch, which then it squirrels here and powers the torch tower to lock the hoppers. And what are we doing here? This is just required some glass and a torch. This was relatively straightforward, and etc. It's basically a different puzzle every time. But I think I figured out at least this half, but this has already taken me a lot of time. So that will be it from me today. If you haven't seen already, I have started a new survival Let's Play series. It's from an SMP that we started with a bunch of people, where we are playing the Create mod. And Create mod, well, in short, it's probably gonna end up, my base is probably gonna end up like this redstone factory. I'm gonna make everything. So the create mode, for those of you that don't know, is not much like the other technical mods I've seen. So it's not just grind a lot of resources, push button, and then you get the next layer or level or progression of resources. It's rather than, it gives you a lot of components that you can combine. So it's much more redstoney rather than just grind to build the next tier of machines. I quite like it already, even though I've seen very little of it. We're having a lot of fun on the server with a bunch of people that you might know and probably don't know, and you probably want to get to know them. It's not gonna affect how often I do Borkaland videos. Borkaland is gonna still come out once a week, but it might slow down technical videos. We'll see how I can fit everything into my schedule. But that's everything from me today. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a good hopper locking and bone mealing. Right, I almost forgot that we built that thing that behind me, the bone meal farm. See you next time. Bye.